Good afternoon and welcome to Toyota Park in Chicago, Illinois, as the Chicago Fire Reserves take on the Richmond Kickers this afternoon. My name is Fred Hubner. I'll be giving you the game throughout the contest. Chicago Fire just got done beating Sporting Kansas City this afternoon by a final of 2-1. This game should begin momentarily. Let's give you the starting lineup first for the USL Pro Richmond Kickers. In goal will be number 31, Joe Willis. On defense, number 23, Sasha Gores. Number 18, Alex Lee. Number 2, William Yambi. And number 26, Connor Shanaski. In the midfield, Hugh Roberts, number 8. Jason Yeasley, 17. Number 28, Samuel Asante. And also number 4, Luke Verkelone. On the attack, number 11, George Davis. And number 27, Shea Spitz. For the Chicago Fire Reserves, in goal, number 1, Alex Kahn. On the back line, number 23, Marco Franco. Number 18, Stephen Kinney. 21, Chris Ritter. And number 13, Gonzalo Segares. In the midfield, 22, Matt Watson. Number 27, Victor Pineda. Number 22, Logan Paws. And number 11, Dilly Duca. Up top, number 15, Or Baruch, and number 33, Juan Luis Anangano. Just about ready to get started here at Toyota Park. Been a busy weekend for the Richmond Kickers. They had a game on Friday evening in Oklahoma City. They came away a 4-1 winner. And now playing again today here in Chicago. Chicago Fire in the red and blue. They'll be going from your left to your right. The Richmond Kickers wearing black with silver numbers. They'll be going from your right to your left. And we are underway here at Toyota Park in Chicago. Marco Franco on the near side. Stephen Kinney over to Chris Ritter on the far left. Throughout the course of the first half, the sun will be taking... The shade will actually be taking over the field. Victor Pineda in the midfield. Chris Ritter settles things down. Gets it out to Gonzalo Segares. Several of the players for the Fire played the final moments of their win today over Sporting KC. Logan Paws, one of them. Whistle blows a foul on Paws. It'll be a free kick for the Kickers. Sasha Gores setting up. Alex Kahn in goal for the Chicago Fire, wearing the green uniform. Ball headed towards the 6. Headed right towards Alex Kahn, and it goes just off to the left. Nice free kick for the Richmond Kickers. A nice opportunity, a scoring opportunity early in this contest. There you see the nice header just going to the left. Alex Kahn seemed to slip and stumble a little bit. If it was on goal, it could have been big trouble for the Chicago Fire Reserves. We're just underway. Second minute of play here. Ball on the far side. Goes out. It'll be a throw-in for the Fire. Segares gets it in. All the way here to the near side. Franco puts it in the box. Gets headed away. Segares leaves it for Dilly Duca. Back to Segares. Victor Pineda to Franco. Franco looking for Watson. No, he decides to cut inside instead. Back to Pineda. Gets it to Watson on the far outside. Goes into the corner. Puts it in the box, and no one's there but Richmond Kickers. Ball loose. Goes out. It's going to be a corner kick for the Fire. Ball booted out by William Yambi. Pineda is going to take the corner. He'll no doubt be looking for Juan Luis Anangano. Crashing the net. Ball goes up. Anangano tries to get a head on it. No, it's Chris Ritter, and he puts it up and over the net. Anangano went for the ball. It came down to the head of Chris Ritter. Headed it up towards the net. And you see goes up and over. Here's Ritter. Had a perfect header. No one was on him as Juan Luis Anangano went up. The ball went past him to the head of Chris Ritter. Marco Franco, the first pick for the Chicago Fire in last year's MLS draft. Headed down by Hugh Roberts. Baruch comes back to get it. Nice step up by Shea Spitz. Ball goes into the corner. Goes off a Richmond kicker, and it'll be a throw-in for the Fire. Deep in the near corner. Watson leaves it for Anangano. Couple of players defending him. It goes off number 23, Sashi Gores, and a throw-in again. Matt Watson will take it. Watson, some nice little passing by the Fire reserves. And as soon as I say it, the ball goes out. Watson expecting Marco Franco to go up the sideline a little bit, and he did not. Fifth minute here at Toyota Park in Chicago. No score early. The Richmond Kickers in black playing the ball to the far corner. Nice play. Marco Franco. And a quick start for the Fire. Or Baruch trying to chase it down. Trying to battle with Alex Lee. Lee gets it. Back to Joe Willis, the goalkeeper. As I mentioned, you'll see throughout the first half the shade taking over the field. By the second half, most of the field will be covered in shade. Cigaris on the far side. Back to Ritter. Stephen Kinney. Kinney's been out for quite some time from the first team with some injuries that have kept him out for a year or so. There's Franco. Ball taken away nicely by George Davis, the fourth. There's Gores. Whistle blows, a little bit of a foul. Ritter came up and hit Jason Yeasley from the back. Be a kick from about 36 yards out. Oh, maybe a little more than that. Maybe 40 yards out. Richmond Kickers headed to the box. It'll be Gores taking it again. Ball gets sent in. Past everybody. Nice idea, but none of the kickers could get to the ball into the box, and Alex Kahn will have a goal kick. Gonzalo Cigaris on the far side. Comes over here to Franco on the near side. Logan Pause played the last part of the earlier game. Chicago knocking off Sporting Kansas City for their second straight victory. 2-1 the final. Mike McGee with a couple of penalty kicks in the first half, and they held on. There's Anangano. Leaves it for Duca, and he runs past it. Baruch tries to keep it. He doesn't. Nice play by Ritter. As the break was setting up for Jason Yeasley. Richmond holding on to the ball. They still have it. Ritter again breaks up a play. It was Samuel Asante on the far side. Now here's Anangano. Anangano leaves it for Dilly Duca. Cuts to the middle. Looks to the near side. Marco Franco. Franco has options. Tries to get it to Baruch. Goes a little bit behind him. Here's an easy ball back to Alec Kahn. Chicago Fire with some nice keeping the ball away on the far side. There's Ritter to Watson. Watson's played numerous positions this year for the Chicago Fire. The back line, the right back position, some midfield. He's playing some central midfield today. There's Pineda to Duca. Watson has it. Looking to the far side, Marco Franco pulled up, did not run, and the ball goes out. It's going to be a throw-in for the Richmond Kickers. Look, there was some question from the assistant referee there, but it goes to Richmond. Logan Paws tries to grab it, settled it down to Franco. Sends it across to Chris Ritter. Plenty of room on that far side. Ball goes well over Baruch's head. Baruch said, "You saw me," but it went just a little too far. Ball on the far side. Hugh Roberts gets past a couple of Fire players. All the way here to the near side, Sasha Gores. Yambi back across. Some pressure up high for the Fire. There's Watson. Pause over to the far side. Segaris leaves the ball, makes a run down that left side. Comes it back here to the near side. Stephen Kinney to Franco. Segaris is going to be able to hold on to that one. Gets it to Dilly Duca. Duca's got some space. Sends it towards the net. Headed away by Yambi. Watson will track it down. Back into the box. Baruch is going to go up, but no. Joe Willis gets up high before Baruch has a chance to get ahead to it. Gores with some pressure. Anangano knocks it away. Yambi sends it back to Willis, the keeper, who gets it out of harm's way, up to midfield. Nice play by Gonzalo Segaris, but left a wide open player from the Richmond Kickers on the other side, but the Fire controlling the ball. Pause to Watson. Anangano to Franco. Nice ball movement by the Fire. Over the head of Franco. 12th minute, no score. Richmond and the Chicago Fire reserves here in Toyota, at Toyota Park in Chicago. Ball all the way back for Richmond over to the far side. They're looking for Yeasley. The ball goes all the way through. Kahn has no problem with it. Right now, Yeasley looks like the one guy up top with 5 in the middle for Richmond. Franco looking for Baruch on the run. Ball gets headed down by Richmond. Hugh Roberts gets it towards midfield. Watson picks up the loose ball to Anangano. Anangano getting pulled, but he's a big man, puts it towards goal. Yambi has it go off his back. Nice little run by George Davis. The fourth gets it all the way over to the far side. Ball knocked away. 1-on-3 doesn't work very well very often, and it didn't that time for Richmond. But lots of hustle out there by Samuel Asante. Asante trying to go 1-on-3. Lost control of the ball, but never gave up on the play. Segares on the far side. Makes a little fake and sends George Davis IV to the ground. Ball again towards Anangano. You can see what the Fire are trying to do, trying to get the ball up over the top to Baruch and also to Juan Luis Anangano. I mentioned a busy weekend for the Richmond Kickers. They had a 4-1 win just the other night against Oklahoma City. Goals from Delicott, Yambi, Lee, and Seaton. Some of those players not playing today. Ball out to the side. Asante sends it in. Looking at the head, and it gets headed away by Stephen Kinney just to the right of the post. Stephen Kinney back in time. Worried there for a second. It may have been headed towards his own net, but Kinney with a nice play. Asante with a nice run. Also Yeasley right there looking for the ball. It'll be a corner. Shea Spitz will take it from the far side. Yami's come up along with Davis. Sent in. Kahn gets a hand to it. Knocks it up in the air. Chris Ritter clears it up towards midfield. Gores sends it back in. Yambi running onto it. Ritter again steps up big. Nice play by Ritter, but it's kept away. Hugh Roberts trying to get to it. Segares wins that battle. And there's Logan Paul settling it down and getting it out to Juan Luis Anangano. Anangano starts the rush up the far side. He has Dilly Duca in front of him. Drops it off instead for Pineda. Then they calm things down. Kinney near side. Here's Franco. Franco and Pineda, a couple of the young players for the Fire. Pineda's going to run onto this one. It gets knocked down by Yambi. He gets up and saves a nice play by Yambi. William Yambi with a nice play. Dangerous ball from Franco to Pineda, but Yambi was able to get there before Victor Pineda. Here's Dilly Duca. Duca, another one of the players who played in the second half of the game against Sporting KC. So you can expect to see quite a few changes in the second half. Ball goes out, throw in from the far side. Ritter to Baruch. There's Anangano. Drops it off for Watson. Watson getting a couple of Kickers players on him. Drops it for Logan Pause. Near side Franco. Finds Watson to Pineda. Looking for an entrance. They get it to Anangano as the ball gets knocked away. Logan Pause. They send it across to the other side in Segares. Or Baruch trying to run onto it. Richmond player goes down, but it is a throw in for the Fire quickly. Ball stays in. Now it's headed out. Shea Spitz knocks that one out of the far side. Richmond Kickers, Chicago Fire Reserves, no score here in the 18th minute at Toyota Park in Chicago. Baruch gets it to Segares. Anangano at the top of the 18. There's Watson. Decides to bring it over here to the near side, and Franco. Franco's got numerous options in the box. Drops it in. Gets headed away. William Yambi stepping up large for the Richmond Kickers here in the first half. Playing well in the box. Pause finds Duca. Duca having some problems controlling the ball. There's Roberts with the ball, and he gives it away. Watson looking for Franco. He finds him, drops it back to him. Alec Khan yelling switch. They didn't, and the ball gets knocked aside. A penalty called. A foul called, make that on Yambi. Yambi and Anangano. What a battle with those two. So it's going to be a kick for the Fire. About 30 yards out. Baruch is over it. Pineda standing near it. Couple of Fire players in the box. The wall obviously a little close right now. They asked the referee to back him up a little, and he will. Baruch and Pineda. Joe Willis, the keeper, has got a wall of 4 Richmond kickers. Ball headed right towards it, and there's Yambi again. Gets the head on it. It'll be a corner kick for the Fire. William Yambi's been a busy man here in this first 20 minutes. Dilly Duke is going to take the corner. He has Baruch and Angano. Segaris right in front of the keeper. Ball headed down by Angano. Richmond clears it out. And here they come on the attack. Davis. Now here to Lee. Make that spit. Shea Spit sends it all the way across. Unable to keep it in is Jason Yeasley. Quick little counterattack for the Richmond Kickers. They're off to a 4-1-3 start this young season. After that 4-1 win on Friday night. Playing very well. 3-0-2 in their last 5 games. Pause, sends it all the way to the other side. You see Segaris with his hand up. The sun's still bothering people on that side. There's Chris Ritter. Ritter's got an Angano and Baruch breaking towards the goal, and Angano drops it off for Baruch, but it gets taken away by Richmond. Nice idea from an Angano. He backheeled it to Baruch, but Baruch couldn't get there in time. Sante, the ball dropped down the side, and offside was number 27, Shea Spitz. Pineda's got an Agano in front of him. Goes to Dilly Duca. Duca looks Segaris' way, but drops it back to Chris Ritter. Ritter has the ball go off the Richmond player on the far side. That's George Davis. And Segaris has the throw in. Pineda trying to make a move. Spins around and ball gets taken away by Richmond. Segaris isn't going to give up that easily. There's Pineda. Ball was on a line. It's still in play. Pineda to Watson. Watson looks over to this side. Here comes Franco. Is Franco going to get there in time? Yes, he is. Franco trying to put a move on Asante, and it was not working. But Pause comes down with the ball. There's Watson. Franco going to send it in. Looks for the head of, it goes right through the legs, it looked like, of Juan Luis Anangano, or at least past his foot. He was expecting Richmond defender to get ahead to it, and it didn't happen. Here you see the replay, the cross from Franco. And you could tell Anangano thought it was going to be headed away by the Richmond player. Instead, it came down to his feet and goes out for a goal kick. Joe Willis, the keeper for Richmond. Willis has started 5 games so far this season. Giving up a goal a game. Richmond has the ball here on the near side. Nice play by Franco, taking it away from George Davis IV. Quick throw in. Sasha Gores drops it off. 5th minute. There's Pineda making a little run. Anangano, Baruch runs past it, trying to keep control. To Pause. Finds Dilly Duca. Duca reverses directions. Nice pressure put on him by Alex Lee. Ball comes into the box. Yampi heads it away. Actually heads it up in the air. Back towards the corner. Segaris plays it. Segaris with quite a battle on his hands in that far corner. Comes out to Pause. Ball runs past Pause. What a nice play by Ritter. Here's Davis. They switch fields. Verkalone goes to the far side. Spitz. Spitz is going to send it towards the goal and goes off a Logan Pause. And here comes Dilly Duca. Pause running a little slower after the little one. Duca goes down. It'll be a kick for the Fire. Hugh Roberts doing the right thing, taking him down, slowing down the action. There you see he steps up and takes him down right past midfield. Pause with Yeasley behind him. There's Pineda. Anangano making a run right towards the goal. Duca gets it back to Anangano over to the far side and Segaris. Segaris leaves it for Pineda. Pineda has Anangano. Pineda trying to make a nice move. The ball goes off Pineda. It'll be a goal kick. Or will it? No, it'll be a corner. Missed the touch by Richmond there. Fifth or sixth corner for the Chicago Fire. Pineda sends it towards the top of the six. It goes over. Everyone said. Baruch tracks it down. Roberts on him. Sends it towards the goal, and it goes off. Verkalone. It'll be another corner kick for the Fire. Fire piling up the corner kicks. They're looking for their first goal, the game's first goal. 37th minute here. Duca will take this one. Headed away near post. Here's Pause. Pause sends it across. And here comes Richmond. Richmond on the attack. Taken away by Ritter. Nice play by Chris Ritter. The center back stepped up and made a really nice play, stopping what could have been a dangerous rush by Richmond. Now here's Duca. Duca trying to take on two players. Davis takes it away. Here comes Verkalone. Verkalone looking for somewhere to go. Decides to drop it back. Richmond looking for more support here in the midfield. Roberts, far side. Lee. To Spitz. Spitz leaves it for Verkalone. Verkalone coming here near side. And Davis. Davis sends it across. Oh, just off the head of Yeasley. Perfect pass from Davis to Yeasley. We take a look at it here. The ball goes over. Davis sends it in. Yeasley just misses the header. Or if you get anything to it, it was just a few blades of hair. And it'll be the Fire goal kick. Several opportunities here for the Richmond Kickers. They've had their chances. Their chances have all seemed to be on open plays and breaks towards the goal, where the Chicago Fire have had numerous opportunities on corners. There's Verkalone. He's really stepped his game up over the last 5-6 minutes on the offensive side. Nice little play. George Davis still has it. Knocked away by Franco. It's going to be a corner. Richmond Kickers setting up a corner. Davis has been making some nice plays. Verkalone also. Davis going to take the kick here in the near side corner. Ball goes up, headed away by Franco. All the way back to Asante. Richmond keeping it in, sending it back towards the box. Gets headed down by Yeasley. Yeasley on the flick header but to no avail. Alicant starts it quickly to Segaris on the far side. Chicago Fire slowing it down a little bit. Richmond has really made a nice effort with some nice chances here in the last 5-6 minutes. Baruch going for that ball, but Yambi again knocking it away. There's Pineda to Pause. Pause has Segaris on the far side, out in the sun. Back to Chris Ritter. Some of the Chicago Fire faithful hanging around after the 2-1 win over Sporting KC to cheer on the reserves. Ritter to Duca. Duca thinks better and drops it back to Ritter. And Angano has the ball go off of him. And here comes Richmond. Yeasley gets it over to the far side and spits. Nice play by Watson. Matt Watson takes the ball away from Shea Spitz, and here comes the Fire. Pineda with Baruch cutting to the inside. Baruch leaves it for Duca. Duca has it go behind him. There's Watson. Ball gets cleared out by Richmond. Probably would have been an opportunity, but the Richmond player was grabbing a drink of water from a water bottle off to the side. And as a result, the Fire regained possession. There's Pause again to Segaris out in the far side. Segaris is going to like the second half where he's not in the sun the whole half. There's an Angano, and Angano trying to leave it to Segaris. Instead, he loses Baruch up high and almost hitting the scoreboard. Maybe going out into the parking lot. Or Baruch had an opportunity. Couple of players for the Fire. You see it here. Left for Baruch, and he puts it way up high and over the net. 42nd minute. Both teams have to feel relatively good about their play here in the first half. Both with opportunities, both with chances, dangerous chances. Scoreboard still reads 0-0 here in the 42nd minute. Oh, ball goes out. Gore's right in front of us here on the near side at midfield. Going to make a move, thinking a little bit too much, and the ball goes off his foot and goes out of play. Pineda gets it back. Abala was on the line. Nice call, nice no call, I should say, by the assistant ref here on the near side. Anangano looking for the ball, as he's always want to do. Kenny to Ritter as they switch the attack. Little more than 2 minutes to go here in the first half, and we'll see if there's any extra time added. Ball goes out. Franco couldn't keep that one in as the ball from Kinney just went a little bit too far. Franco did all he could. There you see they're switching the ball to the other side of the field in the sun. You heard from the far side the offside was called. Referee blows the whistle. See what's going on exactly. It looked like Alicant was just going to go up to where the ball was offside, where the offside was marked, and take the kick. The Richmond players thought it should happen a little bit quicker. Chris Ritter says, come on, let's get the ball up. Final minute here of the first half. No score between Richmond and the Chicago Fire reserves. Khan sends the ball forward towards the box. Anangano is there, but it gets headed away by Yambi. Yambi to Asante. Ball goes out. It'll be a throw-in for the Fire on the far side. The whistle blows. The Fire's going to have a kick They started quickly. Quick restart. Watson sends it towards the net and up and over. Thought they would have set up, but they knew the time was running out here in the first half, so they quick restart. There you see the quick restart. Anangano still on the ground. The ball gets to Watson. Watson sends it towards the net from 24 yards out and send it well over. There you hear the whistle at the end of the first half. No score. Richmond Kickers, the Chicago Fire, scoreless after the first 45 minutes. They'll take some time off, as will we, and switch sides. Be back with the second half here at Toyota Park in Chicago. Richmond Kickers and the Chicago Fire. No score at the intermission. cleared out as Anangano couldn't get his head on it towards the goal. Marco Franco's been busy the whole first half. Here's a ball that goes to the feet of Anangano. He thought it was going to get headed away. It didn't. Another corner from the Fire. This one knocked away by Willis, but right down, sent back into the box, and the Richmond defense has been in the right place at the right time. A long ball to Yeasley. Yeasley runs into Alec Khan. The ball goes wide. I said there were a lot of corners. There's another one from Anangano. Sends it up and over the bar. Great play here from George Davis IV. Gets in and knocks it to the side. Up and over. Another one from the Chicago Fire. And Matt Watson right near the end of the first half as he puts it up and over the net. Chicago Fire with numerous opportunities in that first half. Richmond also with some great chances, unable to capitalize on any of them. As a result, here at Toyota Park in Chicago, we are scoreless. About ready to start the second half of action. We'll see if there are any changes for either team. My name's Fred Hubner with you here for the second half of the game. Earlier today, the Chicago Fire got a victory over Sporting Kansas City, their second straight win after knocking off the New York Red Bulls last week. Mike McGee with a couple of first-half penalty kicks. Dom Dwyer scoring in the second half for Kansas City. They were down a man, playing with 10. Still put on quite an effort in the 2-1 loss. Kansas City was without 4 players today. A couple of them, Matt Beasler and also Graham Zuzi, going to the U.S. men's national team. Chicago Fire players coming back onto the field. Looks like there's going to be a couple of changes. Number 92, Giuseppe Gentile, getting ready to come in for the Chicago Fire. Also 3 players standing on the touchline for the Richmond Kickers, all getting ready to come in. We'll let you know the players that leave as we go along. 3 players coming on for Richmond. Kickers had a game on Friday. They knocked off Oklahoma City. The Energy beating them a final score of 4-1. Number 16, Juan Arbalez is into the game. We also have number, let's see here, a couple other additions. See if we get him as we go along. Number 29, Michael Seaton. Seaton was a goal scorer the other day on Friday night. So Seaton is in. Arbalez is also in. We'll give them to you as we go along. Also, the additions for the Chicago Fire. The second half is underway. Fire in the red and blue, going from your right to your left. Oh, we see number 39 in for the Fire. Cameron Lindsay. Chris Ritter knocks the ball down. Lindsay here on the near side. Lee sends it up. Ritter knocks it back. Segarra is still in there for the Fire. Verkelone, who hit the post in the first half, as close as anybody's come to scoring. Ball going to be sent over to the other side. There's Asante. Alex Lee. Verkelone now here on the near side, going to track this one down. Lindsay trying to get to him. Verkelone sends it towards the net. Gets knocked down by Stephen Kinney. Gentile, number 92, just in. Here, the second half substitution. Also in for the Chicago Fire, number 41. That is James Mayall. Here comes Baruch. Baruch putting it knocked down by Yambi up in the air. Roberts gets it and cleared out by Richmond. Or Baruch with a nice opportunity early. Referee says play with the advantage, and they are. Verkelone drops it back over to number 5, Michael Callahan. Callahan just in here in the second half. Nice play on the far side for the Fire. Marco Franco still in there. So it looks like I have all 6 of the changes so far, 3 for each team as we begin play here in the second half. No score, Richmond and the Chicago Fire. The reserves for the Fire. Matt Watson, nice little move getting around Roberts. Yambi has it. Gentile couldn't get to it. Yambi boots it out. Throw in far side for the Fire. Franco and Watson in the sun. Cigaris on this near side in the shade now here in the second half. Ball comes back to Ritter. Cigaris to Lindsay. They go back and forth with the ball from one side to the other. Franco and Mayall back and forth. Ball goes off Pineda. Mayall's going to try and run to it. Gets to it in the corner. Some pressure put on him. Ball sent out. A foul is called. Mayall with the foul. Player for Richmond is down. Number 23, Sasha Gores. He's getting up slowly. There you see the two of them going back and forth. A little bit of a step in from Mayall. Joe Willis, the keeper for the Richmond Kickers. Number 29 is Seaton. Michael Seaton for Richmond. Here's Lindsay. Lindsay looking for Baruch. Baruch, Gentile looking for the ball. Baruch can't get it to him. You see cleared out by Roberts. There's Pineda. Far side Mayall. Back to Franco. Franco looking for Gentile. Can't get it there. Ball goes out. Is going to stay a throw-in for the Fire on the far side. Yambi got there and broke up the play. Chicago Fire reserves putting some pressure on here early. Pineda, ball comes loose, still there into the corner. Gores is going to send it, try to clear it, but Watson's there. Watson has the ball, leaves it for Baruch. Baruch sends it towards the net, right there into the arms of Willis. It comes loose, or Baruch had an opportunity. 24 yards out. Here you see Baruch gets it, puts it on right at Joe Willis, and Willis makes the save. Nice stop. One of the better opportunities for the Fire. One of the better opportunities on goal. Here you see it again. Nice shot right at Joe Willis. Score remains scoreless. 0-0, 0-0, however you want to call it. Ball sent up here to the near side. Alex Lee. There's Michael Callahan, the second half addition. Lee pushed a little bit by Cigaris, and here come the Fire. There's Gentile. Gentile making a run. Couple of players closing in. Gentile puts it towards the goal. It gets knocked down. And Gentile does the knocking as he puts Roberts to the ground. Pineda has it. Pineda looking for some help. Sends it back to Matt Watson. Watson goes far side to Franco. You see Franco with his hands up, blocking the sun. Or Baruch. There's Mayall. Back to Baruch. Baruch looking to set up for a shot. He puts it towards the net, way up and over. Joe Willis with a corner. Or Baruch's making having some opportunities here. That one just sent way high and over the net. Just underway here, second half at Toyota Park in Chicago. No score. The Richmond Kickers of USL Pro against the Chicago Fire Reserves. Fire bringing it quickly on the attack again. There's Pineda. Leaves it out for Lindsay. Cameron Lindsay. Richmond takes the ball away. Alex Lee sends it back. There's Hugh Roberts. Trying to get the ball up to Callahan, Michael Callahan, but it goes off him. No, it doesn't. It goes off a Fire defender. And as a result, a throw-in for the Richmond on the far side. William Yambi, number 2 for the Richmond kicker, is a key factor in that first half. Knocked away some balls in the box. Also played big on some of the corner kicks the Fire had, at least 6 of them in the first half. Gores is going to run back and track this one down. Ball sent back to him by Juan Arbeles. Seaton's going to try and get there, but no. Alec Khan is still there ahead of time. Boots it out, a throw in, far side for Richmond. Richmond's going to switch the sides, bring it to the near side here. Alex Lee, Cameron Lindsay. Lindsay with a nice job defensively. Got in the way, caused the commotion, and Alex Lee kicking it out. So the Fire get it. There's Matt Watson. Watson with Callahan hounding him. Callahan falls down. Watson's still there. Here's Cameron Lindsay. Keeps it in, near side. Lindsay sends it across. No one there. Or Baruch Gentile. It was too far for everybody. Mile on the far side of the box. Couldn't get to it. Looks like Richmond about to make another substitution. Number 8, Hugh Roberts is going out. Roberts leaving. Coming in, number 21, Cristiano Francois. Hope I got the name right. If not, forgive me. There's Ritter. Stephen Kinney on the back line along with Ritter. You have Franco on one back. Segarras on the other. There's Francois to the middle. Watson gets it. He was looking for Baruch and it got past him. Back to Alex Lee. Verkelone to Asante. Easy ball for Khan as he grabs it and dishes it out to his defender, Stephen Kinney. Coming here near side towards Cameron Lindsay. Ball headed up in the air by Alex Lee, but Lindsay's still there. Lindsay and Lee battling, and a little bit of a shove by Lindsay, and be a kick for Alex Lee and the Richmond Kickers. The only person in the sun right now, the assistant referee on the far side. Take that back. Here comes Richmond on the far side. Matt Watson comes up with the ball. Here's Chris Ritter. Ritter had a header towards goal early in the first half off a corner kick. Went up and over, one of several. Cameron Lindsay. Back to Ritter. With Anangano out, not as many runs right now to the 18. We'll see if Gentile and also Baruch do more of that. Chicago Fire reserves content to handle possession. There's Gentile. He gets closed down right away. Asante was there. Here's Vercalone. Vercalone leaves it for Francois. Francois in the near side. Cigaris there. Drops it back to Alex Lee. Connor Shinosky sends it to William Yambi. Yambi over to the far side. Some nice pressure by the Chicago Fire, and it results in a turnover. There's Watson. Watson to Baruch. Baruch loses the ball at his feet, gets tangled up, and Richmond takes it. So up front, you now have Baruch and Gentile for the Fire with Pineda in the midfield, along with Lindsay, Mayall, and Watson. Back line pretty much stays the same. Franco, Kinney, Ritter, and also Cigaris. For Richmond, they've made 4 substitutions. They added Arbeles, who's up top, along with Michael Seaton. There you see Baruch with the ball. Leaves it for Mayall. Mayall back to Baruch. Baruch to Gentile. He gets surrounded by Richmond players. Pineda gets it. Mayall far side back to Pineda. Going to send it towards the net. Baruch is there, but it goes over his head. There's Cameron Lindsay. Lindsay sends it just short of the goal. All the way across. You see Lindsay is there, brings it down, and the ball short of the net. Nice opportunity if he would have put it towards the goal or on the net. See if he gets another opportunity. Lindsay just came in at the intermission. Here you see the ball all the way across. Lindsay got it, settled it. Actually, he didn't settle it. First touch. Maybe next time he'll be able to settle it, put it on goal. Mayall trying to get back past Gores on the far side. Ball goes off of Franco. '60th minute here at Toyota Park. Still no score. Richmond and the Fire reserves. Ball goes back to Willis, who's going to send it here to the near side. And Shinosky. Shinosky sends it up towards Seaton. Some nice speed up there, up top by Asante. Vercalone back to Asante. Seaton trying to get it through the Fire back line, and he couldn't do it. Cameron Lindsay grabs it and sends it to Watson. Here come the Fire upfield. Mayall looks for Gentile. Unfortunately, the ball misplayed. So here's Vercalone. Chests it down midfield. Michael Callahan has it go off him. Chris Ritter will send it. Chris Ritter will take control of it himself. It's Marco Franco on the far side. Pineda has options. He goes to Baruch. Baruch to Franco. Franco leaves it, trying to get it to Pineda just a little bit too far. Good idea. Pineda had an opportunity at the top of the box when the ball gets past him, goes far and out for a goal kick. There you see Vercalone. Vercalone number 4, Luke Vercalone. Best opportunity, or one of the best opportunities of the game, as he put one off the post Could have given Richmond the 1-0 lead. As a result, we remain scoreless. Not much of an attack, not much pushing forward by the Richmond Kickers right now. And as I say that, Michael Seaton tries to put some pressure on the Fire defense. There's Mayall. James Mayall, number 41 on the far side. Gets it to Watson. Segaris. Fire controlling the ball, looking for a hole here and there. Make something happen. Pineda back to Kinney, make that. Kinney trying to get one over the Richmond defenders. It doesn't go past them. But here's Gentile picking it up. But Asante, he's been very busy here in the second half. Fire controlling the ball. Even when they lose it, they regain it right away immediately. Watson has it. Watson passed a little bit too hard for Baruch. Went off his shin. Too hard to handle for Baruch. Pass coming up to Michael Seaton, headed away by Stephen Kinney. Vercolo near side. Here's Alex Lee. Lindsay coming towards him. Lee leaves it for Francois. Knocked aside by Pineda. Pineda doing a nice job in that midfield today. Victor Pineda's gotten some opportunities with the first team here in Chicago with the Fire. Ball goes out. Be a throw in. Alex Lee setting up for it. Shinosky sends it all the way back to Willis. Two Fire attackers chasing him, and he boots it. Callahan. Asante has it taken away by James Mayall. Mayall, a nice move. Franco to Watson, back to Franco. Franco, as I mentioned in the first half, the first pick for the Chicago Fire in last year's draft. Here's Pineda. Pineda looking over the field, see where he should go. Brings it back to Ritter, to Lindsay and Ritter. Now Watson has a chance. Baruch trying to make a cut, but instead he dumps it off to Stephen Kinney. Slowly progressing on the attack. There's Pineda. Pineda puts it in the box. No one there for the Fire. Richmond grabs it. Lindsay coming in, but Francois, nice play by Segaris. Segaris knocks aside the ball, but also knocks Francois to the ground, and there's a foul called. There you see Francois approaching the ball, and here comes Segaris. Knocks him down, the whistle blows, and Joe Willis will come out and take the kick. 66th minute here at Toyota Park. Game remains scoreless for the Fire, reserves, and the Richmond Kickers. Seaton and Kinney going at it. Whistle blows, and some foul called on Stephen Kinney. You thought for a minute there Richmond was going to do a quick restart. They're not. Bring some more players up the field. Here comes Shinosky, also Yambi, headed towards the top of the 18 as Michael Callahan, number 5, is going to take the kick. Callahan sends it towards the box. Knocked down by Ritter and cleared out by Watson. Ball pinballs around, and Victor Pineda comes up with it. The attack, Gentile up in front. Mayall sends it back to Franco. Franco going to make a little bit of a run. Sent it over here to the near side, and Lindsay. Lindsay, an overlapping run by Segaris. Lindsay's going to put it towards goal. Gets headed up, flick header off Shinosky, and it'll be a corner kick for the Chicago Fire. Nice idea from Lindsay. Lindsay cut to the inside, puts it towards the goal, goes off, looked like Shinosky's head, and It'll be the corner kick. Pineda's going to take it. Fire have had numerous opportunities in the corner. See if they try to get it to Ritter, and Nangano not in there right now. Segarra shoving down number 18, Alex Lee. Lee and Segarra shoving and pushing. The referee calling both Lee and Segarra over. They both seem really interested in speaking with the referee. Segarra's trying to set up for the corner. Lee trying to do what he has to do and defend Segarra's. They're right there in front of Joe Willis. Pineda puts it in. Knocked aside by Vercalone. Back to Pineda. Pineda hounded by Asante. Now hounded by several Richmond kickers. Pineda still with the ball. Sends it towards the net. It goes off of Shinosky and another corner. Pineda doing a really good job controlling the ball on the far side and drawing another corner. Plays the ball short. They send it in. Up in the air. Baruch trying to get a foot to it. He does. There's Ritter. Ritter sends it down low into the arms of Joe Willis. Chris Ritter, instead of blasting it, put it on frame, and Joe Willis was right there. There you see the ball go back to Ritter. Ritter keeps it low, and unfortunately for the Fire reserves, right into the arms of Joe Willis. Opportunities continue. The score or the game remains scoreless. Alex Lee gets past Lindsay. Leaves it for Michael Seaton. Seaton has the ball. Seaton sends it across behind the Richmond kicker attacker. All the way across, and Mayall trying to play the ball. Vercalone leaves it for Arbeles. Arbeles was the player that had an opportunity. The ball was sent behind him into that box. Michael Seaton with a nice job getting open and then adding to the attack, but his ball across the box just went behind Juan Arbeles. The game's scoreless, but both teams with opportunities here. Neither keeper's had to come up with tremendous saves. Willis has come up with a couple of easy saves right to him. Lee to Francois. Francois hounded again by Gonzalo Segarras. You wonder how often he can do that before getting a card. Gores on the far side. Loses the ball. Watson has it. Watson has Gentile breaking free, but decides to send it back instead to Franco. '71st minute here at Toyota Park in Chicago. No score between the Richmond kickers. Chicago Fire reserves. Long ball played up towards Baruch, but headed down by Shinosky. Callahan. Yampi sends it out to midfield. Francois. Cristiano Francois. Callahan comes near side to Lee. To Seaton. Seaton tries to get past Ritter. Goes off Ritter, and he has a throw in now for Richmond. Callahan looking for Vercalone. Instead, tries to send it across, and it's taken away by Franco. Franco's played well here today. Very steady at the right back position. Segarras to Lindsay here on the near side. Ritter being hounded by Seaton has to send it all the way back to Alakan. There's Watson running through three different Richmond players. Segarras to Lindsay. Lindsay has Gentile, also has Baruch. He leaves it for Baruch. Baruch with a couple of options in the box. Baruch chips it over. There's the head of Lindsay, and he gets knocked away by Yambi. There's Yambi again coming up big for Richmond, as Lindsay had a great opportunity there for the Fire. Ball sent in. Baruch is on the ground. It goes over his head. Richmond trying to clear it. Cigaris comes. Cigaris in the corner, battling for it. Richmond comes away with it. Francois gets it to Alex Lee. Ritter. There's Mayal. Mayal finds Baruch. Baruch is up and looking for someone to get the ball to. Lindsay's had some nice little opportunities here in the second half. Trying to get the ball to Gentile, and that didn't work. Ritter. Ritter and Seaton, quite a battle here in the second half, especially of late. Seaton, some size. A little shove. The assistant referee holds up the flag for a foul, and the head referee ignores it. Here's Cigaris. Lindsay. Gentile to Cigaris, who sends it all the way across, switches sides to Franco. Finds Gentile, comes and gets the ball to Mayal. Mayal has opportunities to Franco. Franco to Watson. Watson turns. 4 players surround him. Ball gets cleared away from the 18 by Richmond. Tracked down by Stephen Kinney. All the way back to Alec Khan as we reach the 74th minute. Franco on the far side. Kinney is breaking, but the ball goes between Kinney and the Richmond defenders all the way back to Joe Willis. Callahan with some pressure from Pineda and also Mayal. Back to Yambi. Yambi defensively, the player so far of the game for Richmond today. Nice hustle by Cameron Lindsay. Knocks the ball away, but it goes out. A throw in here near side for Richmond. Couple of players seem to be tightening up just a little bit. Number 28 for Richmond, Samuel Asante. There's Seaton. Nice little backflip with a heel from Watson. She goes across, being pressured by Seaton. Mayal picks up the ball. Mayal, middle of the field, looking for Pineda, but it gets taken away right there in the midfield. Nice play by Verkelone. Luke Verkelone has made some nice plays, too, here for Richmond. Marco Franco steps up, takes the ball far side. He has Gentile trying to get the ball to him, gets knocked aside. There's Pineda. Pineda leaves it, but there's no one there for the Fire reserves. Verkelone leaves it, puts it out for Francois, but too far. Fire throw in here. Matt Watson to Kinney. Far side, Franco. Kinney putting it down, trying to get the ball to Mayal, but it gets taken away by Richmond. Francois trying to leave it for Seaton. Seaton can't run onto it as Stephen Kinney is there first. Leaves it for Alec Khan. Ritter seemed to have a little bit of a problem with his right foot. Nearly fell. Little hobble as he runs towards midfield. Joe Willis with the ball. Tosses it out to Callahan. Nice play by Kinney as Kinney gets in front of Seaton and heads the ball down, but Richmond still retains possession. Alex Lee. Back to Asante. Asante, Francois. Francois runs right over Cameron Lindsay. Ball goes back to Asante. All the way other side for the Richmond Kickers. William Yambi's going to send it back to the keeper, Joe Willis. Willis has had several saves to make, but most of them have been right at him. Shanoski leaves it on down, this near side for Francois. Cameron Lindsay right where he needs to be, playing well here this near side. Ball goes to Pineda. Pineda looking to switch sides. Gets it back to Watson. Watson gets past some pressure from Verkelone. Watson sends it all the way across, but knocked aside by Richmond. Arbalez leaves it for Seaton, a little bit too far, but Seaton gets it before it goes out. '78th minute here at Toyota Park. Game remains scoreless between the Fire Reserves and the Richmond Kickers. Kickers 4-1-3 in the season. Coming off a nice 4-1 win over the Oklahoma City Energy on Friday evening at Oklahoma City. There's my all. Oh, and the referee on the far side, the assistant ref said there was a little bit of a push, called the foul. Richmond player getting up slowly, but still getting up. Willis telling the rest of the Richmond players to go on up. He's going to boot the ball from that far side. Willis across. The ball goes up in the air. It's Verkelone. Has the ball headed away by Segaris. Watson gets it over to Mayo and back to Franco. Franco sends it all the way across, trying to get it to Cameron Lindsay, but the ball kind of took off on him. Chris Ritter gets up, but there's Asante. Francois hounded by Segaris. There's Callahan. Yambi sends it deep. Alec Khan grabs it. Looked like there was an offside flag going to be called, but the assistant ref on the near side put the flag down. Referee in the middle of the field gets his foot to the ball, kind of knocks it aside. Richmond coming away with it. Asante, Arbalez. Arbalez goes down. Here comes Franco. Franco looking for the return pass. Michael Callahan gets there to make sure Franco can't. And it'll be another goal kick for the Richmond Kickers. First time we've really seen Franco go forward like that. He needs some help on the back line. This is going to take him a little while to get back there after that run up the field on the far side. First half, the Fire had several chances on corner kicks, headers that went over the net, a couple shots that went high and wide. Not a whole lot of opportunities here in the second half. Yambi with some pressure from Baruch. Chris Ritter. Ritter looking to drop it to Cameron Lindsay, but Cameron Lindsay wasn't here. He was over the middle of the field. Lindsay looking for some pressure now in this throw-in, trying to get some of the Fire players to come on up, put some pressure on Richmond as we are in the 82nd minute. There's Verkelone. Verkelone gets it to Callahan. Callahan go to the far side of the field. Up the field, there goes Sasha Gores. Gores sends it across, knocked down by Stephen Kinney. Franco's there. Franco gets knocked down. Seaton comes up with the ball. Seaton in the box. Gonzalez is there. Seaton again. Gonzalez knocks it away. It's going to be a corner kick. Nice play, nice hustle from the Richmond Kickers as they get the ball into the box. They haven't been down on this side of the field that often here in the second half. but they have an opportunity here. Number 2, the defender Yambi is coming up, along with Verkalone, Francois. You also have Seaton. Corner is going to be taken by number 5. You saw there Michael Callahan. Callahan sends it across, headed down, and unfortunately for Richmond, a cross is going to go out for a throw-in. Shinosky got ahead to it, but not towards goal, and the corner goes to waste. A throw-in from the far side for the Chicago Fire Reserves. Here's Richmond with the ball again. Francois trying to get past Cigaris. He does, but Cameron Lindsay, nice hustle. He gets back and knocks it away back to Chris Ritter to Matt Watson. Watson looking forward. He's got Pineda going forward. He also has the likes of Baruch and Giuseppe Gentile. There's Cameron Lindsay to Watson. Watson looking for Baruch, headed down by Yambi. Seaton going on a run, and he gets pulled down by Stephen Kinney. That's going to draw a card without a doubt. Some call it a professional foul. Some call it just saving yourself from a break, and that's what happened. He wasn't the last man on the break, but Stephen Kinney pulling down Michael Seaton, and he'll get a yellow card. Stephen Kinney with the yellow in the 84th minute. Michael Seaton's a big guy. He scored in the game on Friday night for this Richmond Kickers team. Long ball sent. Alex Lee going back for it. Lindsay heads it down. Francois right there. Francois back to Lee. Lee can't keep it in. Time winding down. About 5.5 minutes to go here. Plus any added time, which there probably won't be a lot of. Little yelling back and forth between the Fire players as Cigaris was looking for somewhere to go. Cigaris sends it all the way to the other side. Franco to the middle of the field and Watson. Cigaris looking up as he gets the ball. A lot of players running to him. Gentile wanted it. Lindsay wanted it. The ball goes through his legs. Lindsay shoved down, and the ref blows the whistle. Looked like a very simple push. Quick restart. Chris Ritter over to Watson. Watson gets it to Franco on the far side. See if the Fire can come up with another attack and maybe get an opportunity here to get on the board. Mayall. There's Baruch. Baruch tries to get it to Gentile, but it gets knocked away. Richmond Kickers coming upfield. Arbeles leaves it for Yambi. Yambi, the defender, on the run on the far side. He's got Seaton. Seaton trying to stay onside. There's Seaton. Seaton runs onto it. Seaton in the box. Nice save. Kick save by Alec Khan. And that could have protected this game for the Fire Reserves. Michael Seaton gets in there on the break and puts the ball on. Here you see the replay. He gets past Ritter, puts the ball in, and it goes kick save and a beaut with the left foot of Alec Khan. Very nice play from the Chicago Fire Reserve. Here you see it again. Seaton puts the ball in, going for that far post. Alec Khan got the foot out and stopped it, keeping this game scoreless here in the 86th minute. There's Cigaris. Cigaris brings the ball to the front. There's Baruch. Back to Cigaris. Ritter gets the ball up top. Slow things down. A lot of opportunities, a lot of places to go with the ball here for the Fire. Pineda getting pressured by Asante. Back to Kinney. Kinney sends it to Lindsay. Lindsay wasn't ready for it, but the Fire retained possession. Watson to Mayall. Mayall's got Pineda trying to get it to him. The ball gets knocked away and out. A throw-in for the Chicago Fire. Another substitution for the Richmond Kickers. 87th minute, another substitution. Arbeles, who came in the second half, he is off. Number 7 now on Matt Delicott. Delicott scored a goal also on Friday, so Delicott comes in. He has 5 goals in the year. There's Pineda. Pineda loses control of the ball. There's Verkelone. Sends the ball down. Nice little grab by Seaton. The whistle does blow. Seaton grabs Kinney as he tries to get around him, but the whistle blows and the Fire gets the ball. Ritter to Segaris. Middle of the field, and Pineda. Pineda to Watson. Watson. Franco as the Fire continue upfield. Trying to get it to Gentile, and it goes over his head. Alex Lee now boots it clear towards midfield. Ritter. Near side, Segaris. Back to Ritter. There's Pineda. Or Baruch on the far side seems to be having a problem with his back or his hip. There's Gonzalo Segaris. Segaris at the 18. Segaris into the box. Segaris leaves it for Gentile. Gentile gets taken down. And they're going to call the PK. They're going to call the PK here in the 89th minute. Here's the replay. Segaris had the ball at the top of the 18. Drops it off. Gentile was there. It looked like the ball was going out. Gentile gets knocked to the ground, and the referee calls the penalty kick. We're in the 89th minute. Here's a replay again. Dropped in. Alex Lee going for it. Gentile, number 92. Gentile trying to get there. The two battle. Looked like a shove from both of them, but the referee called it, saying Alex Lee shoved Gentile, and the Chicago Fire reserves here in the 89th minute will have an opportunity to win this game. Or Baruch, who I mentioned, has been bending over and seeing like he has a problem with his hip. Baruch puts it towards goal. Stopped by Joe Willis. Willis stops it. Joe Willis stops it. Or Baruch can't get it in. He can't believe it. He's scratching his head, not believing what just happened. The game remains scoreless. I mentioned beforehand Baruch was standing off to the side. It looked a little bit like Baruch was having some problems with his back or his hip. He misses. He actually doesn't miss. Joe Willis makes the save. Seaton to Asante. Time winding down. Can't be much time. We're in the 90th minute. Ball sent into the box. Delicott there. Delicott. Little push from Alec Kahn. Kahn drops it off to Watson. Franco on the Fire side. It looked like the Chicago Fire were all set for a victory. Kind of the way the Chicago Fire regular team season is gone. Another PK stopped by a goalie. This one, Joe Willis stopping or Baruch in the 89th minute. Ball played on the near side. Cameron Lindsay's not going to be able to get to it. Going to be a throw in here on the near side. And that is the game. Joe Willis with a big save on the penalty kick. The Richmond Kickers celebrating and going and high-fiving and congratulating their keeper, Joe Willis, as he stopped Or Baruch in the 89th minute. The Richmond Kickers, the Chicago Fire, play 90 minutes of scoreless ball here at Toyota Park in Chicago. Richmond and the Chicago Fire Reserves play to a scoreless tie. Fred Hubner with you here. Hope you enjoyed the game. A lot of action throughout the contest, but no scoring in the game. We've got some highlights for you from the contest. Here you see ball cleared out. Far side. Chicago Fire heading towards the goal. Knocked aside by a Richmond player. Here's another one left for the Fire attack. Right into the arms of Joe Willis. That was one of Or Baruch's opportunities. Baruch had a couple of them, none bigger than the penalty kick at the end. Here's another Baruch one. It gets sent wide towards, away from the net. Ball sent into the box. Cameron Lindsay couldn't put it on frame. There you see Segaris takes down a player here on the near side. Another one here. Lindsay gets the ball, cuts to the inside, sends a shot towards goal, gets flick-headed up and over the net. Baruch chips the ball towards the goal, gets knocked aside by Yambi. Yambi was a huge factor in this game today for Richmond.
Richmond had their opportunities too. Look at this save by Alec Kahn. Michael Seaton late in the game, and Kahn comes up with a kick save with the left foot. Save in the game for the Chicago Reserves. Here's the final one. You see Gonzalo Segares. Segares leaves it for Gentile. Gentile gets taken down. A penalty kick is called. And here you see Baruch puts it onto the goal, and Joe Willis makes the save. The game ends 0-0. Richmond and the Chicago Fire Reserves. That's it from Chicago. Toyota Park. Richmond Kickers, nothing. Chicago Fire Reserves, nothing. I'm Fred Hubner. Thanks a lot for listening and watching. Thanks a lot.